capture an American execution.
Oh. Whoa. Y'all can't tell me I don't look good in this shirt. You lying. If you say otherwise, hold on. I'm gonna post up. You take a screenshot. Hold on. Another one. All right. I'm done. But this shirt is nice though. I'm not even gonna lie with you on that. But you got your snacks, got your Carter buddy, got your Adidas. All right, well, let's get it. Sup? So, you already know I got mine. All right. The fuck? I'm sorry. 10 chilling photos.
Number 1. The Gladbeck hostage crisis.
The what?
Her expression says it all. This was 18-year-old Silke Bishop. She'd been taken hostage by 2 bank robbers.
Damn.
Dieter Degowski and Hans-Jürgen Rosner. The pair of gangsters were on the run from the cops and took a bus full of civilians hostage in Masquerade, Germany.
God.
At the time this photo was taken, the duo had already executed a 15-year-old Italian hostage, and a police officer had died in a crash while pursuing them. Over time, most of the hostages on the bus were released. Only Silke and 1 other female hostage were left behind as bargaining chips. They were forced into a getaway car, and the robbers took them on a long journey into the Netherlands. The situation was handled extremely poorly by the police, and media outlets were even able to hold interviews with the 2 armed convicts, giving them not only exposure, but leverage as well. Authorities watched on as journalists...
Damn! Why are they all up on this motherfucker? Like, all up on his car, like, he can't... Obviously, he has a gun. Right? Or they have a gun. So that tells me that he's not scared to bop, right? So with that being said, he's in a car. People surrounding his car. You acting like he can't. If he's not scared to bop, what makes you think he's not scared to run y'all asses over? Cluck around and make a donut, and he can easily drive the hell off, or he can easily reverse, or he can easily do a donut. Like, I don't know why I did that. Come on, yo, y'all all up on this motherfucker. Like, yeah, you got it. Not a chance in hell. If I was a news reporter, not a chance in hell I would be in that same area, let alone the same state. You got it.
Criminals cups of tea and coffee. Some reporters even helped to prolong the incident, guiding the abductors on their way and handing them pictures of the police officers involved in the case, so that they wouldn't be tricked during a hostage exchange. During an interview, one reporter even asked Silke, "What's it like to have a gun held to your neck?"
What? Wow. What kind of question is that? Really? I feel like you being sarcastic. And I feel like you're trying to be a smart ass. So my response to that is, bitch, what do you think? Like, I mean, right there. I'm right here. I'm right here at your esophagus. What's up? How does it feel? How does it feel, motherfucker? Like, what? That's like, you asking that, a question like that is like saying, how does it feel knowing that for Christmas, all your... Is my shit crooked? I feel like my camera's crooked. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just probably made it crooked. I don't know. But you asking a question like that is like equivalent to you asking somebody like, so, just a question. So, that's Adam, I guess. How does it feel knowing that for Christmas, everybody like in your immediate family, in your household, got Adidas for Christmas, top of the line Adidas, but only thing you got was a pair of dusty ass Vans? How does that make you feel? I'll tell you what though, if that happened to me, if I get a pair of Vans, I'm divorce papers.
The ratings were through the roof. Near the end of the whole ordeal, a police cruiser rammed into the robbers' escape vehicle, rendering it immobile. Rather than come out with their hands up, the gangsters decided to make their last stand, all guns blazing, with Silka still in the car.
You got me clocked up.
Silka was killed in the ensuing gunfight.
Damn.
The same can't be said of both the hostage takers. They survived. With no more hostages left, they were forced to surrender. Rosner received a life sentence. Degowski got off light with 24 years.
No, see? There we go with that shit. No. Both bitches was in cahoots. Both bitches should have served the same amount of time. Both bitches should have got life and some. No, you got me clocked up. No. That's crazy.
Since this all took place in 1988, he's a free man.
Yeah, he a free man to do some
Number
work.
2.
Like,
The collapse.
what you mean?
In 1976, photographer Stanley Foreman took this Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph.
You know, when people say my heart dropped or something, like when they see something or they feel something, or, you know, when something happens to them and they say, like, my heart dropped, I literally feel like that. You know, I feel like not only is that a saying, but I feel like I feel like something happens to your heart because, oh my God. See, I got chills, Mo. Don't you know when you see something and you just, at first glance, like the second you see it, your heart drops or you get chills? I'm talking about when I seen that shit, those are, oh, okay, cool. See, something tells me it's gonna be hard as hell for me to make it through this video. I can't even, I would hate to die like that. Like, you just falling. Like, granted, you know, when you fall, you know, from like a certain, like say you fall from like an airplane or something, right? Without no parachute, right? I wonder if your life literally flashes before your eyes. Because when you fall and you hit, I mean, I don't know if you feel anything. You might feel something, like half a second, not even that, and then you die. Like, but like, God, knowing that you about to that sucks, yo. I'm so sorry.
Entitled Fire on Marlborough Street, it captures the chilling moment that a fire escape collapsed in Boston, sending 19-year-old Diana Bryant and her 2-year-old goddaughter plummeting down 50 feet. Bryant didn't survive the fall. Her goddaughter, however, did, but only because she landed on top of Bryant's body. This remarkable image went on to be awarded the title of World Press Image of the Year. As a result of the collapse, fire escape regulations were strengthened throughout the entirety of the United States.
I would hope so.
Number 3. The Anniversary Crasher. Joe Martinez was at his in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary, enjoying a night of festivities along with his wife, Patty. Unbeknownst to most of the other guests, Joe was battling a severe drug problem. One that he says was killing his soul. Still, Patty stood by her husband in spite of his addiction, hoping that one day Joe would see the light and finally get clean. Little did they both realize that Joe would indeed see the light that evening, and it would come in the form of a camera flash.
Oh my God. See? I don't know if y'all can see it. Clucking corn. But I don't know if y'all can see it. Some of y'all can see it. Some of y'all saw it when I saw it. You know? But some of y'all still don't see it. But it's something in that picture that my soul is about to come out. That's how like, oh my God. But I'm good now, I think. But y'all gonna see it if he shit.
Who's together for this photo? At first glance, it's a fairly ordinary image. But something appeared alongside Joe, which wasn't there when they took the picture.
Wasn't there, Cluck, you, oh my God. See what I'm saying? What you mean it wasn't there when they took the picture? Oh my God. See, cause I'm when I saw the image and I saw the dog or whatever, it looks like a dog, whatever the hell that thing is. When I saw that thing at first glance, I was already scared. Like my soul was about to come out. Now he's saying that the thing wasn't there when they took the picture. What the fuck you talking about? What's up? What's up? Now my soul is talking to God like, yo, what's good? What you mean it wasn't there when you took the picture?
A dog-like face leering over his shoulder.
You got it.
There were no dogs at the party.
See?
No animals of any kind. And the creature didn't appear in any other photographs taken that evening.
God.
Nobody at the event remembered seeing anything even remotely resembling it. By all accounts, it shouldn't be there. The couple themselves truly believe that it's a demon. Believing that it was following him, Joe took this photo as a sign to finally kick his drug habit. There's good and evil in this life, said Mr. Martinez. There's the good on the right side of me, and there's the evil on the left. Joe now carries the photo with him wherever he goes as a reminder to keep himself clean.
Oh, okay.
Number 4.
God damn.
The most sinister wink of all time.
See, I don't want to see that.
That's what many people believe this is, at least. The photo was taken just after Lyndon B. Johnson had been sworn in as president on Air Force One. In the foreground, you can see a grieving Jackie Kennedy. Her husband, JFK, had just been assassinated. His blood and brains were still on her coat.
Damn.
There's obviously a somber atmosphere on board the jet, a sorrowful expression on every face. That is, with one exception. As Jackie mourned the death of her husband, LBJ turned to one of his longtime cronies, Texas Congressman Albert Thomas. He gives LBJ a secret wink and smile, not realizing that Cecil Stoughton, the White House photographer, was taking a picture of the scene. According to the man in charge of Air Force One at the time, President Johnson's behavior on the flight was, quote-unquote, obscene. This image is certainly something for conspiracy theorists to chew on. Then again, there could be a much more innocent explanation for the wink.
My ass.
That doesn't explain LBJ's so-called obscene behavior during the flight, though. Even if things aren't as menacing as they appear, it's still disturbing to see such high-profile figures so pleased with themselves in the presence of a grieving widow, and in the wake of their president's murder.
Sons of bitches.
The photographer himself said, "The wink could have been innocent or sinister, and I would lean towards the latter." Number 5. The Tinder date.
See, nah.
People have mixed opinions about Tinder, but I think...
I don't got no mixed opinions about Tinder. Don't do the shit. Don't be on it. If you got the app, delete that shit. And if you don't got the app, keep it like that. No mixed feelings, my ass. I got no mixed feelings whatsoever. Tinder, you got me clucked up. Nah.
Majority of us agree that it's not the best place to go looking for long-lasting romance.
No shit.
Still, millions of people use the app for hookups and dates all the time. Problem is, when you're interacting with someone through a screen for a while, it's easy to forget that the person you're talking to is still a complete stranger. And agreeing to meet that stranger is, unfortunately, not completely risk-free.
See? Need
It
Adidas.
was August of 2014, and Warina Wright, a New Zealander in her mid-20s, was in Australia for a friend's wedding. The Gold Coast was providing her with both sun and sea, but something was missing.
Right.
She opened Tinder to secure the final S. She matched with a guy that she thought was cute, Gable Tosti, a self-proclaimed Gold Coast
That bitch looked like Tom Cruise.
playboy. The pair met up, and Warina agreed to go back to his apartment, alone. A decision that would cost her her life. This is the last image taken of Warina while she was still alive.
Oh my god.
Audio recordings found on Tosti's phone revealed that she was begging for him to let her go home. Tosti refused to let her leave, saying, "I would, but you've been a bad girl." Later in the recordings, guttural choking sounds could be heard, as if Warina was being strangled. At various other points, he threatens to knock her out and push her over the edge of his balcony on the 14th floor. Well, the exact events of that night remain unclear, but at some point during the early hours, Warina either fell or was thrown from the apartment's balcony. Her body was apparently folded over on itself.
God damn.
There were indeed red marks around her neck, indicative of strangulation. It was originally alleged that Warina was so scared of her date that she tried to climb down from the building to escape him. After she fell, Tosti called up his father and asked him, "Why does this keep happening to me?" CCTV footage showed him walking around outside the apartment, eating a slice of Domino's pizza, only 5 minutes after Warina's death.
That's a cluck and lock up right there. You put them behind bars right there. That's the evidence right there. Anybody, like, if you're in a situation like you and one other person, right? If you're in a situation like that and somebody, you know, ends up dead or dies on your hands, and you go and get pizza, especially Domino's, that's a lockup right there. Like, you sus. Like, somebody died on your watch. Somebody died on your hands. You witnessed this. And you gonna get Domino's. Like, lock that bitch up. Oh, yeah, but yeah. All joking aside, it's no doubt. He did it. He did it. I don't need no proof. You know, he did it. Just saying. That's hey, he did it. And if he didn't do it, I owe y'all $5.
Tosti's legal team managed to convince the jury that he had locked Warriner out on the balcony for his own safety.
See?
Her death was not Mr. Tosti's fault, since he had used reasonable force to subdue her after she became aggressive. The fact that she fell was her own fault.
Nah.
Ultimately, he was found not guilty of both murder and manslaughter.
See?
Not satisfied with the result, the coroner reopened the case in 2016. And that's where things stand today.
Stand where? Like, what? What? I'm confused.
Number 6. Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. In 2014, 2 young Dutch women disappeared on a hike in Panama. 10 weeks later, after an intensive search, some of their bone fragments were discovered, along with their phones and one of their cameras. On it were a series of photos chronicling the final days of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. Here are those images.
Stop! Come on!
Things start off as you'd expect.
Oh. Woo! Woo! I thought he was about to show like them bones and shit. Like, don't do that. But hopefully he doesn't. But I was prepared for that.
Carefully posing for the camera at various points along the hiking route. Lisanne continues to take pictures of Chris as they move deeper into the jungle.
Shit.
Then, the pictures stop abruptly. 8 days later, about 90 photos were taken in the early hours of the morning.
90?
87 of them were apparently of near complete blackness. They still haven't been released to the public. Of the 3 that have been released, 1 was of this patch of earth. 1 was of this, potentially a marker that one of the girls had made. The final discernible image was a close-up of the back of Chris's head. Her temple appears to be bloody. Some think that they were using the camera's flash to signal for help. Others think that they were using it to light their way as they navigated through the wilderness, to make sure that they weren't walking in circles. In their weakened state, perhaps they were using the flash to scare off predators. At this point, they would have been starving, dehydrated, and completely disoriented. After checking their call history, investigators learned that the girls had tried to make over 80 distress calls. It also became apparent that the girls were desperately trying to conserve their battery power. Lisanne's phone died on the 5th day in. Chris's phone was switched off for the last time at 11:56 p.m. on the 10th day. It's likely that Chris died on day 8, hence the bloody photo, and Lisanne took her phone in hopes of finding a signal. That would explain why, after day 8, the wrong pin was repeatedly entered into Chris's phone, and the device remained locked. The main theory at this point is that in the darkness, the girls somehow became separated. Chris fell, hit her head, and died as a result.
Damn.
Lisanne may have taken the rest of the pictures to mark the way back to Chris's body, hoping that the authorities may be able to use them to find her remains.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie with y'all. I may put a disclaimer in the beginning of this video because this is kind of hard for me to listen to and watch. So and I know if it's hard for me, it's going to be hard for some of y'all. So, god damn. So I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to sound or seem like I'm being like rude or disrespectful or like insensitive. But I mean, they was in the jungle alone. Like, come on, yo. No, I'm not even gonna say it because I don't wanna. There's no like.
Does it sound like I'm speculating a lot? Well, that's because I am. Nobody knows the exact fate of those girls during and after those 10 days. There are, of course, many theories flying around, and even some evidence that may suggest foul play. It's possible that a local guide with a history of inappropriate and aggressive behavior may have led the girls deep into the jungle. Then, when they fought off his advances, he may have left them stranded in the wilderness. Whatever the case, it's hard to imagine being lost in the jungle for 10 days straight. No food, no water, and no phone signal. These last, dark images give us a sense of the desperation those girls must have felt. What a nightmarish scenario. Number 7. Ruth Snyder. This almost looks like a charcoal drawing. In actuality, it's a photo taken way back in 1928.
It is?
Capturing the execution of Ruth Snyder.
Oh, shit.
Thousands of volts of electricity were being pumped through her at the moment this picture was taken, making it the first photo to capture an American execution.
Oh. Whoa. That has to be one of the top 5, top 10 ways of getting tortured to death. Because you're feeling that shit. It's not like you were dead and then they did it. They did it until you died. Like, oh my God, God forbid that happened to me. But if that happens to me, and somebody did it on purpose, and it wasn't by nature, I'm coming back and I'm haunting that shit out of you. That's all I'm saying, just saying.
If you're wondering why her face looks so distorted, it's because there's a sack over her head. In a way, the graininess of the picture gives it a truly haunting, otherworldly quality. When you realize that this is actually the picture of a woman during her last painful moments of existence, well, it's unsettling to say the least. Number 8. The My Lai family portrait. Another trip back to the past now, this time to the hamlet of My Lai, Vietnam. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the massacre that took place there in 1968. For those of you that skipped that history lesson, here are the cliff notes. During the Vietnam War, a company of US soldiers entered Song Mai village, rounded up as many as 504 unarmed civilians, men, women, children, and infants, and gunned them all down. As you can imagine, the incident prompted global outrage. One person present that day was Army photographer Ronald Haberly. In the midst of all the carnage that surrounded him, he snapped this picture. It shows a small group of terrified villagers, most probably a family, mere seconds before they were all killed. You'll notice that the teenager on the right is preoccupied with buttoning up her blouse, while the rest of the victims huddle in fear. That's because some of the soldiers had just had their way with her. When the soldiers assaulting them noticed Haberly and his camera, they quickly stopped what they were doing. Haberly took his picture. Then, as he walked away, he heard the distinctive sound of an M60 going off. He turned to see what had just happened, and, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the group of villagers he had just taken a photo of collapsing to the ground. They were dead. Only one of the soldiers that took part in the massacre was convicted of any criminal offenses. He was originally sentenced to life, but ended up only serving 3.5 years under house arrest. Haberly's photo is not only a reminder of the extreme cost of war, but also the dark depths that humans are able to sink to. Number 9. Down the Hill.
Come on.
This is the last picture taken of Abby Williams, captured by her friend, Libby German, in February of 2017. The pair of young teenagers were out on a hiking trail in Delphi, Indiana. Sadly, they were never to return home. They were brutally murdered shortly after this picture of Abby was captured, and, despite over 26,000 tips, the police have yet to identify their killer. Which brings me to the next entry in this list. Libby also took these 2 photos of an eerie figure following behind them on the trail.
I've seen this.
The police believe that this is the man who killed the girls. Question is, who is he? Libby not only managed to capture these images of her soon-to-be killer, but also took a short audio recording of his voice using her cell phone. In the audio, you can hear the man saying, "Down the hill." All of the evidence that Libby was able to secretly capture was quickly released to the public, sadly to no avail. Not only does the killer's name remain unknown, so does his motivation. One man was identified by the police as a person of interest, but it was later determined that he wasn't involved. If anyone can identify the man in the images, there's a $200,000 award up for grabs. Number 10. A lovely day off.
Well, I bet you it's not.
There's nothing better than a well-deserved day off work. And that was as true back in the day as it is now, as can be seen in this set of black and white photos. These people are obviously enjoying their break, laughing and joking in their casual clothes. Things get a little darker when you see them in their uniforms. This photo album is entitled Laughing at Auschwitz. These smiling, happy people were SS officers, Nazi guards, and female staff members stationed at the death camp. While off duty, they bask in the glory of the surrounding countryside, eating blueberries, singing songs, and sunbathing together. Less than a mile away, people were suffering and dying at the world's most famous concentration camp. Browsing through these photos, it becomes clear just how normal and everyday the people carrying out these atrocities were. There are no pictures of monstrous acts being committed, no soulless eyes or hateful faces to be observed. These people, who killed others in their thousands, were just like us. And that's perhaps the scariest thing of all.
You telling me, so the last picture, those bitches were just having a good ass time? But they did all that.
Hey guys, Lizzie here, and thank you very much for listening. I know there are quite a few of these types of videos out on YouTube, so I've tried my best to use photographs that I don't think have been used by many other content creators, but inevitably some will slip through the cracks, and I don't think I'd seen many of these before in fairness, so hopefully you hadn't either. I actually found a bunch of really horrifying images that I don't think I could get past the censors on YouTube, put it that way. Might have been breaking a few terms and conditions. But anyway, that's the way it goes sometimes, huh? Let me know if you did enjoy this video by smashing that like button, and be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and all that jazz. Until the next time, Lazy Legion, you all stay spooky. And remember, the best things happen in the dark.
So, like I was saying, are you telling me, so the last photo, number 10, those bitches killed thousands of people and they were just having a good ass time? It high key pisses me off. Makes me mad as cluck. When we know, or you know, or somebody else knows that person or people did something really clucked up or killed somebody, but the person that did that clucked up thing either walks away a free person or does like community service or does like a few years in jail. Like nah, that's crazy. No, life, motherfucker. And if it's two of y'all that did something like in one of these photos, it was like I think it was the first one that held up the girl hostage, but it was two bitches that did it, and one of them got like life, and then the other one got like a couple of years or something, like 20 something years or whatever. They were both in cahoots. They should have did life like together. Like, that's crazy. That pisses me off. But what would y'all do if you snapped a picture of yourself or somebody else and you look back at the picture and there was something scary as hell, right? Or just like something really off-putting that made you tense up or whatever, that wasn't in the photo when you took the photo. What would you do? What would you do? If I took a photo of somebody and when I snapped the picture, there was like a ghost or something, like literally right beside that, or like touching that person, on that person, talking about, hey, right? But when I took the photo, like in person, I didn't see nothing. But when I took the photo, it was a ghost right there. I'm most likely divorcing your ass, to the person that I took the picture of. Now, if I took a picture of myself and there was a ghost right beside me talking about, hey, and I knew for a fact that there wasn't nothing physically next to me that I can see, but after I took the picture, there was like a ghost right next to me talking about some, hey, I might just accept fate. That's all I'm saying. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.